Hi, it's Carly and welcome back to the Muddy Path channel. Today I'm going into a little bit more detail about the GAPS diet, so stay tuned for that. So the GAPS diet, it's the gut and psychology syndrome diet, and it was developed by Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride. It's based on the specific carbohydrate diet, which is the A.S.D diet, which you may also have heard about. And that's based on a book, or sort of become more popular because of a book called Breaking the Vicious Cycle, which is by Elaine Gottschall, I believe it is. She's a mom who found this diet created by Dr. Haas way back there. And she found this diet because her child had ulcerative colitis. So she used this elimination diet to help heal her son's ulcerative colitis. And fast forward, Dr. Campbell McBride found the specific carbohydrate and developed it into the GAPS diet, gut and psychology syndrome, for her child that is on the autism spectrum, to help alleviate the leaky gut, which is allowing toxins actually into your bloodstream that should never be there in the first place, that end up traveling and cause inflammation in the brain. Now, the GAPS diet can also help with inflammation in other parts of the body. So there are a lot of people that will use it for other inflammatory diseases or issues. Like it could even just be a child that has like extreme eczema that they haven't been able to get under control. So it's a pretty powerful diet if you're willing to take the time and the money even that it costs, because you're sourcing like the best food. So when you're buying meat, you're buying 100% grass-fed beef. You're not just buying beef, and not even just grass-fed beef, because that can still mean they can top up through the winter with grain. And anything that the animal is not supposed to eat, that means that animal is in an inflammatory state. So if that animal's in an inflammatory state, that's going to cause inflammation in you, because you are what you eat. So let's get a little bit more into the details here, and we're talking an extreme elimination diet. So think you had the flu for a long time and you're going to go really slow. And when I mean slow, I mean introducing one food a day, or every 4 days rather. And it took us about 6 months to get through the introductory phase. And then we were on GAPS full, they call it, for about another 6 months. So we were on it for a year. The idea was to go on it for 2 years, but frankly, having a family of 7, eating that quality of food, which I mean is great, but we're paying like twice our mortgage for the amount of food, and it's really hard to source food. So we sort of still tend to eat extremely healthy, yes, but it is very expensive and it is very time consuming. So most people usually don't do GAPS for even GAPS full for more than 2 years. Once you see so the results in the healing, you can then transition and add in more foods. But again, like anything else, you don't want to go full bore. You're just, these are things that you're going to have every now and again. So the stages of GAPS, or the phases, are basically going to heal the gut lining. You're using nutrient-dense food in order to do that. So you're making bone broths, and that your grandmother probably would have made with, like with throwing chicken feet, and everything else is from scratch, and you're letting it cook for, 12 to 24 hours. And then in time, you're making shorter broths, but still everything from scratch. And you're also removing all the hard to digest foods first, and then those are the ones that you're actually adding in last. So you don't actually get to choose what you want to add in next. You're starting from like almost when you're introducing an infant to new foods, where there's a certain things they start, starting with the carrots and, the butternut squashes, and you're leaving, you know, sort of the legumes, the beans and the peas until later, and then the cruciferous foods like broccolis and stuff that are generally harder to digest. So that's kind of how GAPS transitions out. And again, like I said, you're doing every 4 days, you're tracking everything. So if you can get somebody, if you truly feel this is something that's going to help your family or your child, if you can get somebody that's actually a GAPS certified practitioner, which means they're usually a nutritionist, they don't have to be, but they tend to be. And they've actually taken training with Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride. That may save you a lot of headaches and time, because if you're going to do this, you want to do it right the first time. Because trust me, my family, my kids, if I just threaten about doing GAPS again, they pretty much will eat anything else I give them. Now, we did it with Jackie McMillan, and she was great and really helpful. And again, you're tracking everything because you're also detoxing. So you're tracking behaviors, you're tracking bowel movements. You know, we learned about the stool chart, you know, and, you know, it was an eye-opening experience on what truly healthy eating and what nutrient-dense foods look like. So even though we still don't do it today and it's not for everyone, we learned a lot. Detoxing is another aspect of GAPS. So in our case, we did a lot of Epsom salt baths. People can even do like saunas and things like that. You're trying to get the toxins out of the body. And fermented foods. You're trying to repopulate with good bacteria. There's a lot of information, a lot of on Dr. Campbell McBride's website, and I'll have the link to that below. There's also some really good closed Facebook groups, so that you can ask questions, because it's definitely not a diet that you want to try yourself and not have at least somebody to bounce off ideas that you're saying. So hopefully this is something that you learned a little bit about it to make a better decision of whether this might be something for your family. And if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And remember to subscribe and like if you liked it, and ring the notification bell. And we're happy to see you on the Muddy Path. Thanks for watching.